another generating conversation with AVK. And this is quite a special one because I'm joined by one of the many talented women here at AVK, Megan O'Connor. Welcome, Megan.
Thank you.
Now, in this episode, we're going to be kind of going through the future of engineering, what that looks like, what it's like being a woman working in engineering, also the kind of history and story that Megan's gone through to get to where she is. So to start off with, Megan, how did you get into engineering?
I honestly got into engineering on a bit of a fluke. I didn't like CAD too much in uni, and then I did it as a placement year, and I actually really enjoyed it. So then I did a CAD job after uni, and then when I moved to London, I came to ABK and just loved it.
Nice. Were you expecting it to be what it is, AVK?
Yes and no. I thought it'd be a lot more of the same thing, if that makes sense. In terms of like CAD drawings, I thought they'd all look pretty much identical. I wasn't expecting there to be as much variety between different sites and different things like that.
Cool. So what is it that a CAD engineer actually does?
So I primarily do all the sales thing at the minute, and it's very much working on multiple different projects at the same time, as they all tend to go out similar times. But you're working on different ones, they're designed differently, whether it's plant room or container, and you're doing 2D drawings and also 3D models of different sites, and you just kind of bounce between them day to day, which is fun. It makes it more exciting.
So take us through like how you would design a power system for a data center.
It all kind of starts with what engine you're using, and then you get different requirements from depending on what country the site is in, so like sound requirements and things like that. So once you have all that information, I can get a standard first revision drawing out, and we use that to go to different suppliers to then get quotes for different pieces of equipment, and then we get more and more in depth with the design as the tender kind of goes on, and then you end up with a final design that should have everything in it that you need to actually run and install it, pretty much.
Wow. Is there any, when it comes to like CAD designing, is there any kind of hurdles that you have to overcome?
I think at the minute, probably the biggest hurdle is we've got so much going on and it's so busy. It's making sure they all get out on time, especially if you're doing a 3D model. Anyone that's done CAD knows it takes a while to load and then render and things like that. So that's probably the biggest hurdles at the minute, is just efficient time management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously, as I mentioned in the intro, you're one of the many talented women here at AVK that works in engineering. There's a stat actually that's come out recently that only 17% of people that work in engineering are women. Is there something that you think that could be done better to get more women encouraged to move into engineering?
I think the biggest thing is showing and introducing them to the world of engineering at a younger age. I had no idea I'd be able to do CAD as a job before I went to uni, and then I discovered it in uni. I think getting to women at a younger age range and showing them that you can do this, here's all the tools that can get you there, I think is the biggest thing to encourage women to join, because it's more about knowing what you can do with it over that it's more, not that it's more male dominated or anything like that.
Fair. Obviously, you've just said that you found out about CAD at university. What would you say to someone, to a woman who's been told that engineering isn't for them?
I would say very much that it's completely false. It's whatever you make it to be. It's not a set thing. Depending on what type of industry you go into, it changes constantly. No one should be told, whether they're a woman or not, should be told it's not for them, because the only people that know who it's for is themselves, and you should just try it. And then if you don't like it, then fair enough. But you've always got to give it a go. And then you know.
Definitely. So obviously here at AVK, we know that you have been a pretty big rising star, of course, and you joined just over 2 years ago, been promoted twice in that time frame. Is there, what is it with AVK that you think is working well for you? Is it something that AVK does, or something that you think you're providing that not anybody else in the company is necessarily doing at the moment?
I'm not sure if I'd be able to pinpoint it really. I think I really enjoyed the fast-paced environment of sales. I've always kind of been involved in sales in other places I've worked, and I really enjoy that. And I think with me, I thought it was very much like a challenge. I had no idea what I was doing other than specific CAD programs. I didn't know what I was doing when I started, and I liked that challenge. And it's like, I think I just kind of rose to that challenge really.
Yeah, natural at it. And you're obviously now managing a team of people. How's that been doing? 'Cause I think it's the first time you've ever managed people.
Yeah, it is. It is going very well. Like, the team's great, so they make it very easy. But yeah, I think it is going really well. Obviously, it's a learning curve. There's different things that I find out about that I've never had to do before. But again, like I said, it's that challenge that I like. So I enjoy doing it.
Great. In a typically male-dominated industry, do you think there's been changes over the past 2-3 years to kind of make it a bit more fairer and equal to both sexes?
It definitely is. I mean, it's a growing movement, and it was growing before I even joined here. But even if you just look at, say, our office specifically, the amount of women that were in the company when I started compared to now is drastically different. It used to just be me and one other woman on my floor, but now there's a lot more. And I think that just shows that the more that you advocate for women within that industry, the more likely you're going to have women comfortable to join that company, considering it is male dominated.
Definitely. So you're in the FWD mentorship program. Can you give us a bit more of an explainer about what that is?
Yeah, so they put it forward, and I did sign up as a mentee, and they partner you with other women in the industry that are coming through as mentors that have a lot of experience in the industry, different routes as well. So whether they are CEO or CDO, like our own Charlotte, it's very much they partner you up with someone that you have similar interests going into. So I'd put forward about being a new manager, and I wanted some mentorship on that as it's new to me, and I got partnered up with someone that is honestly lovely, and we've had set meetings, and they just talk me through any, not concerns, but any advice I'd kind of want within the industry.
Great. And obviously you were in Cannes recently as well, because you were in a book.
I was.
Do you want to give a bit of an explain on that as well?
It was Critical Careers, and it's about women in digital infrastructure, and it's talking about all the way from early career to senior leadership, and it's celebrating different women in these different roles across the entire industry. And I was very shocked to be in it. It was very honouring.
You deserved that.
Thank you.
So how's AI changing, would you say, engineering and CAD work? Are you seeing it kind of start to catch up in that aspect?
Yeah, it's definitely making changes to it. I mean, specifically with CAD, it's very much, you can use it for clash detection and things like that, which is brilliant for when you're going to install things on site, and you can catch mistakes or anything that's a bit too tight much easier. And then you can also use it to generate, if you put in the right parameters anyway, you could get very basic drawings. So if you needed to get a load of different standard drawings out, you could get some basic ones going to help you start it and speed up the process a bit.
So it's definitely starting to come into play, isn't it?
It is. I think with CAD, there's always going to be, you need that human element to be able to model it, but it doesn't mean that you should shun it and not let it help you do your job.
What's one piece of advice you give to someone who wants to get into engineering?
I think it's a great role to get into, and there's so many possibilities you can do with it. It doesn't matter whether you're a woman going into a male-dominated field. If you're interested in it, you should go for it, because it's such a fast-growing industry, like we all know, and there's always going to be open roles. So it's a great thing to get into, and it really helps with career progression as well, just because it is growing so fast.
Great. Well, thank you, Megan, so much for your time today. It's been really appreciated. And thank you guys for watching. And this has been another episode of Generating Conversations with AVK, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.